Hello and welcome to News 9 Facebook Live once again with me, Adarsh Wepachedu. At this point in time, the entire nation continues to battle COVID-19. Now, due to the efforts of various state governments and the kind of restraint showed by the citizens, not only have the number of deaths decreased, but recoveries have increased. But there are 10 states, 9 states and 1 union territory to be precise, that account for almost 89% of the overall deaths reported in the country in the last fortnight, that is 2 weeks. Now that's a startling statistic indeed. So what are these 10 states that we're talking about that are reporting such high number of COVID-19 deaths? Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Gujarat, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what has the centre done in this regard? They've in fact gone ahead and tightened the news around these 10 states and have asked them to take proactive steps to limit the transmission of the infection and also thereby reducing the number of fatalities to less than 1% across all districts. Now, to bring things into a context, the national case fatality rate stands at 1.8%. So how will the states go about the new directions, almost so to speak, coming in from the centre? What are these instructions that the centre has given out to the states? To discuss all of this and more, I'm being joined in by Dr. Srinivas, who happens to be a secretary at the Indian Medical Association here in Karnataka. Many thanks, sir, for speaking to us. My first question, the centre has asked the 10 states in question, including Karnataka, to continue with rigorous vigil to ensure at least in 80% of new positive cases, all close contacts are traced and tested within 24 hours. Where do we stand at this point in time in this aspect? How close are we to this goal and how feasible is it really?
Hello.
Yes, Dr. Srinivas. Yes, go ahead.
See, as usual, now, since beginning, actually, this goal has given that TTT. Everybody knows that. So, first T is testing, next tracking, next treatment. See, actually, testing, why we have to do and all. See, now, this one, even asymptomatic patients also, they are doing that. So, this one also, target also, they are given to almost all the rural medical officers and all these things.
Okay.
And they're getting done even testing also. But main aim, actually, what we are supposed to do, treatment aspect also, aggressively we have to increase treatment aspect. Because our goal is we have to reduce the mortality rate.
Correct.
So definitely death rate, we have to reduce the death rate. So that only we will succeed in keeping the old, protecting the old people. More than 60 years actually. They have to be very careful, especially more than 60 years with morbidity, mortality like diabetes, hypertension, so wheezing disorders and carpulmonary, some respiratory conditions, and those patients, they are taking anti-malignancy drugs. And those who are suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, some they are continuously taking treatment for arthritis, all those patients, they have to protect them. That is the main aim. These are the people that they are dying more. Okay. And more than 50 years, people are they very much they are dying more, but mortality also is very much more than. So one terminology is that a reverse quarantine. That is the most important thing we have to do. Reverse quarantine means that people are more than after 6 years, we have to keep him there in the house.
Right.
We have to ask them not to go outside, not to go for any get-together, any ceremonies and all. That also we should plan it. And especially less than 10-year children, these are the people, they go to their grandparents and all, they infect them. Even them also we have to keep inside, indoor. That's how we have to stop the mortality rate. That is the most important, this one. Of course, spreading also. Once the testing, if you get it done and all, if you say that that person is positive, definitely we have to make them to home quarantine. We can prevent some more infection rates in them. So ultimately, infection we cannot avoid day by day. People, they have to suffer from the infection and they have to get the immunity. See, overall, to get the herd immunity, everybody knows that we don't have any vaccine at present. Until vaccination comes, only the way of protecting the infection is getting the herd immunity. Right. So people, those who are very much healthy, especially adults, little bit less than 50 years, those people, they have to get more infection and they should get the protection. So in terms, they can prevent the infection for the old people.
Right. Dr.
That is
Srinivas,
not possible now.
it almost seems as though it is a tough race indeed between herd immunity and a vaccine. We're just trying to understand as to what may come first, whether herd immunity will come first or whether we could have a vaccine for the larger population. But again, switching our focus a little bit from that, we were speaking about how it is very important to ensure that the mortality rate is kept in check, especially in these 10 states that the center has now pulled up. So when it comes to the mortality rate itself, restricting the mortality rate, how important is testing? And also the center has stressed on the need to ensure a minimum of about 140 tests per million population per day in all the districts. So how important is this and how far away are we from achieving this very goal given out by the center?
But of course, that goal, more 140 and 1 million, is not so easy. It's very, very difficult also, difficult task also. And that one they are trying to do, because once the patient is very much suffering from some symptoms only, they will come for the testing. Otherwise, they will not come. So forcing to get it and test also very much important, this one. And definitely this is one of the challenge for the all government as well as health department. It's not so easy, but they are doing that. But according to our doctors, what we say is, even more than that, treatment aspects also they have to aggravate and they have to prevent the mortality rate. This is the one what we are asking. This is more challenging compared to testing also. But testing also, on a side by side they are doing testing. Tracking also important. Tracking testing only. That also indirectly we can prevent the mortality rate. Definitely we can ask the positive patients to be inside indoor so that they cannot infect others. This is about this one. Ultimately, once if you get the herd immunity, that is more than 50% of the population should suffer from the infection to get the herd immunity, maybe due to vaccine or maybe due to infection. If it is by grace of God, if you get the healthy people to get more infection, also it's good, very fortunate for us. Definitely, we can prevent the death rate. That's also one of the good points what you are seeing.
Right. Dr. Srinivas, another aspect that we must discuss, you were speaking about tracking. Apart from testing, how important is tracking? And again, the center has also spoken about those who are under home isolation. It has said that there should be regular monitoring of patients who are under home isolation and timely hospital admission if blood oxygen levels fall below the designated level. So there are a couple of diktats almost given out by the center. If we were to speak about Karnataka, since you'd be aware, do we have enough beds at this point in time in case if there is a sudden surge? Are we prepared for this kind of a possible influx of COVID patients now that stricter measures are being spoken about and will be taken by these respective 10 states, Doctor?
No, at present is okay. In between, I think 1 month back, there was a little bit problem out there. Now, because they have taken the decision that asymptomatic patients and mildly symptomatic patients, they have made it as home quarantine. Earlier, no, for everybody, they used to admit in hospitals and they were treating in the hospitals. And genuine patients, they were not getting beds that time. Right. But now that problem is solved because of changing of rules and regulations. That's why they change it now. Now, people, what we feel, no, every individual there should act like a doctor. You see, once the saturation comes less than 95, immediately they only should take themselves. They have to start whatever treatment is there in the house also, and better there is high flow oxygen also. Everybody should have in the houses also, and they should keep doing. And because of that only, mortality definitely they can prevent that. But somehow I feel little okay now because for home quarantine and management of symptomatic, now all the private hospitals also now they are being 50% beds. Because of this, now a little bit okay now. Challenge, I think, a little bit satisfactory nowadays.
Okay.
These things.
So, Dr. Srinivas, end of the day, bottom line really is that we are prepared. Is that what you're saying? At least when it comes to the state of Karnataka, both when it comes to the amount of testing that the center is speaking about, and also the fact that mortality rate has been should be brought below 1%, and also when it comes to the number of beds that we have available. Do you see the state of Karnataka in a comfortable position at this point in time? Should we say that?
No, at present I feel it is a comfortable position. Definitely I tell that I told just now that I think 1 month back little bit you are little bit So we had little bit tension. Now little bit okay. Now even beds also, vacant beds are there in the hospital.
Okay.
I don't think any patients are lacking beds now
Okay.
because of this rule. Definitely I feel a little bit fortunate for us also. Definitely we may sail through comfortably, what I feel.
Right. Right, Dr. Srinivas, there you have it, a task at hand for the 10 states, 9 states and 1 union territory in question to ensure that their mortality rate is brought below 1%. Dr. Srinivas right there interacting with us and sharing his thoughts as to how prepared these 10 states are and how prepared Karnataka is particularly. Many thanks, Dr. Srinivas, for speaking to us and for joining us on this broadcast. So there you have it. The bottom line really is that a tough task at hand for these 10 states, and a target has been set, that of 140 tests per million population in all the districts in these 10 states, and proper tracking and monitoring of home isolation patients, and also ensuring that the mortality rate is brought below 1% in all of these states. So we'll keep a close eye on these 10 states that we just spoke about, and we'll track them down. We'll ensure we'll keep you updated as to how these 10 states, including Karnataka, are doing when it comes to the mortality rate. If you've liked the information that we've shared with you, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to News 9 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. Many thanks for joining us.